good people? Y'all know who it is. It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha, Wright, aka Key Lolo with a surprise live. I think you guys are most certainly you're going to enjoy this. This is going to be a really cool, interesting live where I'm going to be talking about taking down these knotless braids. So let's get ready. Move this off here. Okay. So I found this topic extremely important. Okay. So here's my guest here who has some. What did you have? You have box braids. So she has some box braids in her hair. How long did you leave them? Okay, so she left the braids and she had them in her hair for about a month. And as you can see, the hair is, a little stiff. Now, some of this is par for the course. When you have braids in the hair, you're going to see some of the hair collect. And you're going to see some debris onto the hair. And then, of course, the hair is going to feel like, real icky. You guys know what I'm saying? So here's the thing, her concern is, it's what's being used on the hair for braiding. So this is really something that she's concerned about. And so for me, as a licensed cosmetologist, you know what? I don't really blame her, It's something about these braiding waxes that is just totally being ignored. I'm just going to tilt my camera down here some more. That's being totally ignored. The amount of hair that's coming out, the integrity of the hair, as you braid the hair, of course the manageability on the hair. These are some concerns that people who get braids in their hair, they really have. I think the term protective hairstyles is definitely the culprit behind this phenomenon of what's happening with braids, that cosmetologists, we predicted that a lot of this would definitely happen. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using a product here. This is by Deca Plus, and it's called the Deep Condition. And so what I'm doing here right now is I'm sealing the cuticle with the conditioner, okay? So that when I go to detangle her hair, we don't want more hair coming out, all right? So that's one. Second up is also to just kind of talk about what's being used to braid hair. So as I, work this product through her hair, this is the conditioner, by the way. As I work this conditioner through her hair, you guys are gonna see, conditioners, they seal the cuticles, oops, bless you, and they allow the hair to become untangled, but the beauty of the untangling is that we're not pulling out a lot of hair, because she called me like, no, it's just a little bit more coming out that she would like to see. So she gets, do you get braids often? You get braids often? So she says she gets braids often, but what happens too is that sometimes the braiders, they don't drive in the education. I'm not gonna say they don't educate, okay? I'm not gonna, now they ain't gonna be coming after me, okay? But you gotta, some of this should be a requirement to, come to the braider, is that you wanna make sure that the customer is like following through with the directions, to preserve the integrity of the hair. And so what we see here is no proper home braid care. So everybody has their philosophy on which product is the best product to braid hair, all right? So some like waxes, some like gel waxes, some like, braiding waxes, all types of stuff, okay? Whatever it is, that's your choice. But you have to understand two things. Number one, what's gonna happen to the scalp, okay? Because when the scalp isn't loved, then it's gonna show up on the hair. That's one. And then two, just the overall, what's gonna happen to the hair as the customer lives in the style? What does living mean? Are they swimming in this? Are they exercising? Are they in a photo shoot? Are they sick and they're just going to not be able to, you know, do their hair? Are they going to be having a baby? You know, there's a lot of reasons why people are going to braid their hair, okay? So the more information you get about why a person is putting braids into their hair, that should tell you what you should do, and all due respects to the scalp, right? And of course to the actual hair. But the term protective style is very confusing. And so she left this in for about a month, and given the texture of her hair and the product, so this is a twofold process, all right? So the product that they used and given the texture was not a good combination, all right? Because for a month, she really shouldn't be, as you can see, the product is in the hair. I can't see it up close. Because the scalp is self-cleansing on its own. So, and then the product is gonna start to break down on its own too. So you wanna make sure you're using products that's gonna complement the time that's recommended to be in the hair. That's some pretty flaky stuff, which tells me that that was probably something that was more wet than greasy, because the flaking on the product and in conjunction with her scalp that's self-cleansing, there was too many flakes. So that tells me that they used not the best. I don't want to say wrong, because, you know, I'm not a braider. I didn't braid her hair, so I don't want to be disrespectful. But there are ways, an improved way that this hair could have braided for the takedown. So that's number two. Number three, her braid maintenance. So in between, she wasn't really given good braid maintenance. So when you braid hair, right, and you're going to use, I don't care what you guys are going to use. It could be a wax, it could be a braid cream or gel. So many names for this stuff. So many brands. So I don't care what you use, but you got to know which fabric to use it on, again, for which lifestyle. The braid home care should be, you should be encouraging your guests to use a revitalizer, such as this one. This is the best on the market. This is by Deca Plus. It's called Satin Tame. And this is a revitalizer. And a revitalizer, what it is going to do, number one, is going to begin to break down the product that's on the hair. Because remember, I don't know whose idea was it to call these protective styles, but I'm here to tell you that's a bad name. As you can see, her hair is not nearly protected. So we got to come up, black people, we got to do better. Braids do not protect hair. Maybe keep your fingers out your hairstyle. What do you think about that? That probably would be a better name. Keep your fingers out your hairstyle so you can, because you don't have time to do it, or a time-saving hairstyle. Maybe something like that. That would be a more befitting name. So one, maybe change the name to keep your fingers out your hairstyle. I like the yo. Okay, I like that. Or you could do call it a time saver hairstyle, because that is what this hairstyle is going to do. It's going to save you some time at getting dressed for work in the morning, and it's going to keep your fingers out your hair. But protection, that has got to be, I don't mean to sound insulting, but y'all know me, I keep it 100. That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard on a hairstyle. So nothing about a hairstyle is protective. After all, they're hairstyles, okay? So, all right. So they're not protective hairstyles. And so she needs something to go on the hair so that as she lives in it, number one, it's going to revitalize the hair by coating the hair with artificial keratin that's man-made, of course. Also, it's going to put some, it's going to coat the hair. So as she sprays this, it's going to coat the hair so that when she gets ready to take the hair down, she doesn't get, see how all this matting? So some people think that's very normal. It is when people don't know what they're doing. That's why we keep saying, these braiders, what you do at home, guys, is not what you should be doing professionally. Like if I was at home with my cousin, I would go for this, you know. But you paying somebody like $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8,000, you know, hundreds of $1,000. This is unacceptable, okay? And I'm sure had she known to use that, she would have, you know, more than, or included in the price. Maybe you could include that in the price and hold the customer accountable through positive reinforcement. Like if you come back in and you use the product, you get 10% off, or, you know, $2 off, or whatever, something like that. Don't be punitive, all right? But she didn't know to do that. So you need to do the revitalizer. Number one, to protect the hair from the knot in the braid. Of course, bonnets, if you're wearing bonnets, or if you're styling the braids, you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna help with, that's what we call friction. Next up, it's gonna impart some artificial man-made keratin on top of the hair, so she doesn't get so much of this. This is scary to people. Now, a lot of people go, that's normal. She's supposed to lose some hair. She have a combing in a month. Don't listen to Ladosha. She don't know what she's talking about. No. This is a little bit more, and I haven't even combed it, okay? So what I'm doing, she's not gonna see as much, and that's why she's here, because she knew, like, get up, Ladosha, and help me out. So she already knew, like, this ain't gonna work. Because I know if I comb it. She said, I'm gonna have 2 strands per section left. All right, or no, she's just tender-headed. No, actually, she's not tender-headed. That's me. We don't want to say that. So that's the third thing. Okay, so the fourth thing is going to be what this product does for the scalp. All right. So the scalp is the most important part. At the end of the day, if you don't have good scalp care, you can forget about it. All right. So the scalp care, how does this work on scalp care? It's going to help keep the yeast that the scalp naturally produces. It's going to keep it from building up and sticking to the scalp. So you know how you take those braids down and you see like that soot stuff? Okay, that's the product, and then that's the scalp that's cleansing itself. When you get flakes, we don't really want to see a lot of that in the hair. And that also causes the artificial hair, right? And it's also going to cause her natural hair, right, to do this. We shouldn't be normalizing this. This ain't cool, y'all. That ain't what's up, okay? All right, so let's do a sample. This has been sitting over here, so let's try to comb a piece as we wrap this live up, okay? Now, I'm gonna upload a video on this too, so you guys can see it, and drop your questions in the chat, all right? So, here's what I'm gonna do here. So I'm gonna let you guys see what's gonna happen when I comb her hair out. With the product in her hair. Just put that up there. Now remember, what I'm doing is, number one, I'm going to seal the cuticle so that she doesn't lose so much hair when I go to detangle. And you can see how it's just kind of like softening, you know, the hair, right? And then two, I'm going to spray this on the scalp because I also want to loosen up the fibrin or the flakes. Because what happens is if you don't get the scalp clean, you know, then when she goes back to get her hair braided, her hair will be compromised even more. And then what happens is people start saying things like, well, those braids took my hair out, you know. It's not the braids, it's the technician, okay? It's the person. Don't blame the braids, it's the actual technician. So I don't want to snatch any hair out here at the kitchen, okay? Or the nape, okay? I don't want to snatch this out. And I don't want to snatch out hair that doesn't need to come out, all right? And so I want to make sure her scalp is supple, so when I'm tugging, her scalp can give. I don't want her scalp to stay tight. I damn sure don't want to be taking no comb and scraping the scalp, because that's going to put her scalp into wound healing. So never want to do that. You can check Cheryl and I out here on my platform, and Cheryl talks about this wound healing from digging and braiding too tight, all right? So now I'm gonna detangle this piece. Now I'm gonna use a comb that's like this, okay? This is called the Wright comb. Please, y'all, if y'all using this to comb out your hair, you're gonna mess up your hair. I can't even find no words to tell you how bad this comb is for detangling. Please don't use this. Number one, the teeth are too sharp, and number two, the teeth are too wide. So that's enough, okay? Sharp teeth is gonna hurt. She's not gonna have a good salon or takedown experience. This is why you guys need education. Do not use these videos to be trying to do people's hair. You guys gotta go to school. You gotta get some education. I know, like, I don't wanna pay for it. You know, we can't be doing this because it costs too much. And it's disenfranchising black people. That's very selfish, okay? Very selfish. The public wants educated people over their head. So number one, I'm gonna have her tilt her head forward so I can get resistance. I do not want her to hold her head back because it keep bringing her head back. I'm just gonna pull it, and she's not gonna have a good experience. So I'm gonna have her head go forward so that I can have some resistance and the hair will give as I begin to comb it. I'm gonna use this long tooth comb because the teeth are long enough to get through Afro hair, and the ergonomics on it is out of this world. The head is round. So anybody combing hair with combs that are straight, I'm just gonna say it, you stupid. I'm sorry, I ain't trying to be mean, I'm just trying to tell the truth according to proof. Stupid is, stupid does, stupid gets. Stop using these, okay? So you want something that has the ergonomics. I mean, all this stuff is here for us to make our customers have a better experience, okay? We're not sitting in the chair, so it's easy for us to use this stuff and start raking, hence rake comb, but that's not professional, all right? So now she's got her head forward. I'm gonna go in and I'm going to begin to loosen up the tangles, right? And I'm gonna grip her hair as I detangle it so she can't feel it. Can you feel that? So I don't want her to feel me detangling. She should not feel this. All this, you gotta be tough, you gotta be strong, you gotta be crazy to ask a customer to sit through a painful salon experience. That's unacceptable. Hell, a doctor put your ass to sleep. I'm just saying, you know, don't do that, guys. Don't tell them that they're not being, you know, they're tender-headed. Just get a better technique, okay? So here we go. We're just gonna get a better technique. And I'm gonna hold that. And remember, the product is making this thebomb.com. So now when I comb her hair out, look at that. Ta-da! So I'm gonna show it to her. And this is all the hair that came out. She said, that's more like it, okay? See, you know, believe it or not, customers really like people who love their hair. I mean, we want to get some money. I mean, you know, she want me to roll in the BMW and go to, what's that thing, Coachella. You know, she want me to live a good life. You know, she ain't gonna, but hey, now, come on now. Don't make it so obvious. So let's try it again, and I'm going to come off the live just to show you guys again. And so in the meantime, you are invited. I'm cordially inviting everyone who's watching the chat to come and visit Cleveland, Ohio, the weekend of Saturday, July 15th through Monday, July 17th. And guess what? We're going to be officially teaching on Afro hair. Sunday starts with West African braiding métier, where you will learn a technique called mappa. And that's the technique that births cornrow braiding. All right, and that costs $45, and that's for licensed, boutique licensed and medical practitioners only for the wonderful cost of $45. And so you'll learn about that. And of course, scalp, nape, and hairline care. That afternoon, free, that's right, we're gonna have some free public forums. So that afternoon, we're gonna have a free public forum to talk about Afro hair spirituality. Sunday, we're gonna do salon métier, teaching coil mechanics, which is this right here. This is called coil mechanics, understanding the Afro hair and its environment. So you see how important it is to understand that, and of course the scalp. All right, and so this is an example of salon métier. And then that afternoon, we're gonna have an actual public forum on the state of Afro hair. And then Monday concludes that weekend of learning with the Afro Hair Science class. And there you have it. The Salon Métier is $45. The Afro Hair Science is $55. And that's it. So visit afrohairscience.com and you can learn more about the summit. And there we go again. And that's a bigger section. So we should see a little bit more hair. Let me take it out. Not bad, okay? Not bad at all. And I think she's gonna be very happy with her detangling. The texture of her hair is intact. I don't want to compromise her beautiful texture. Also, her scalp is gonna feel really good. We could braid this down, we could twist this, we could put roller sets on it. She can get braids. I'm not anti-braids, but what she needs a professional braider, a professional educated braider. That's what she needs. And I would keep braids on it. It's hot, you know. I wouldn't be spending no money with, you need to come to a hair salon, okay? It's real hot out here, and she's got a lot of hair, and it might be really, you know, poofing up a lot. She's very active. She works out. She's a very busy woman. So the summer is not a good time for silk press or whatever y'all call it. Flat iron, you know, I call it a hairstyle, but you know. So that's not the best use of her cash or her time. So given what she does for a living, she needs a time saver. She needs a time-saving hairstyle, not a protective hairstyle. So let's not use those terms. And I would introduce her to the satin tame for her hair, because the satin tame is going to help break down the product. It's also going to help with the fibrin or flakes that her scalp naturally produces. And all she would have to do is spray that her scalp and her braids. And she could put her bonnet on or whatever she likes to do. She could make the braids in for a month. A better wax or braiding product would be better. And I think, you know, other than that, she should be okay. And she won't have so much takedown. Drop your questions in the chat if you're watching this post live, and I will ask your questions. I'll put a link to the products and the comb. And I think that's it. Again, I hope to see you guys in Cleveland, Ohio, the weekend of July 15th through July 17th. And we are going to have a wonderful time celebrating and learning all about Afro hair. Again, this is for the classes are for licensed barbers, cosmetologists, medical professions. The public forum is for everybody. It's kid friendly. So yes, you can bring your children and your grandma and your auntie and nene and big mom, all right? Okay guys, you know what I'm saying when I'm signing out, right? I always talk about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of hair love, and a whole lot of hair. But if you don't have beautiful long hair like this, you got some bald patches and you bald headed and you don't even like hair, don't worry about it, because all of that is beautiful too. It doesn't matter how much hair you have or don't have or hair issues. Everybody's beautiful right here on this channel. It's all about hair love, okay? All right, guys, you know what I said when I'm signing out? Deuces. No. Okay, that's it. Bye, guys.